What's going on, Jerome's? We did a video earlier this week talking about how Lewis Cine is not a bust. No, he's not. No, he's not. Because it's only been 3 games, right? But we also wanted to go through and take a look at the Vikings rookie class, both the draft picks as well as the UDFAs that made it onto the roster and onto the practice squad, into the sphere. And even though it's only been 3 games, I mean, it's always nice to see what has been going on with the class. So overall, you want a team where rookies don't have to start right away. It's absolutely nice if and when they do, because it means that the rookies earn the job. But if you have a team that's so piss poor that rookies are going to be handed the job, that's no bueno. That is not good for the player's development. That's not good for the team overall. So the fact that guys like Cine, Booth, Asamoah, Evans aren't really out there getting after it as starters, I ain't worried. I ain't worried, man. It's been 3 games. But starting up the top, 32 overall, Lewis Cine. Yes, the Vikings trade down from 12. Various draft picks with the Lions, and then trade down with the Packers. Netted the Vikings pretty much the top end of this draft class. But Lewis Cine, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But Lewis Cine, you know what I mean, Vern? The defensive MVP of the national title game, 1 defensive snap, and that was in a relief of Harrison Smith in the Philadelphia game, as well as 30 special team snaps over 2 games. Missed the first game against Green Bay with that knee injury. Now, I do think that Cine, to a degree, is still being slowed by that knee injury. Also, Josh Metellus starting over him in place of Harrison Smith. Josh Metellus having a career game, looking really damn good. I think it speaks more to the depth of the Viking safety room than it does anything about Lewis Cine. We already talked about that. A second-round pick, number 42 overall, cornerback Andrew Booth Jr. out of Clemson. Now, Booth, his reputation at Clemson was he couldn't stay healthy, but when he was healthy, he was that dude. And we've sort of seen it so far with the Vikings training camp. He is that alpha dog. He is going to bark at receivers. He can back it up as well, but ankle injury early on, quad injury after literally two snaps against the Packers. Missed the last 2 games. Hopefully he's returned to practice this week. Kevin O'Connell alluded that he is going to be back to fitness and hopefully into the roster on against the Saints in London. A second-round pick, the other one, Ed Ingram. Man. The pride of LSU. Now, he was seen as more of a pass-blocking guard coming in, but he's been fantastic in the run-blocking game, really rounding out the Vikings offensive line, which is starting to look like one of the best young lines in the game. But so far, he's allowed 10 pressures, 1 sack versus Green Bay, 0 against the Eagles as well as the Lions, 4.4% pressure rate. And you can see that having some competency at right guard is really helping out guys like Garrett Bradbury, helping out even guys like Brian O'Neill, who's, for our money, is the best right tackle in the game. So the Vikings are really coming along the offensive line. Ed Ingram is a big reason why. 6-6 overall into the 3rd round, Brian Asamoah, the heat-seeking missile out of Oklahoma. Boomer. That's right. 48 special team snaps, 1 big tackle against Detroit. Had that really nice pop, has some really good energy, and sometimes it's hard to really stand out on special teams unless you're making big-time plays. But Asamoah moves well. He brings some energy, and you just feel good. You just feel really good when 33 is out there trying to make a play. And even though Kendricks is obviously Kendricks, and Hicks is starting to play a lot better. So I think that Asamoah may have to wait for a while, but Asamoah is going to be that dude. Mark my words, Asamoah is going to be that guy. 4th round pick, Caleb Evans. The Vikings traded up to go get him out of Mizzou. 27 defensive snaps, 27 on special teams, 57.6 PFF coverage grade, 3 tackles. Spell dancer against Philly. Now, they said that was planned, even though it looked more like it was disciplinary for Dantzler having a miscommunication with Bynum on the Quez Watkins touchdown, mainly because they're like, hey, we need to get Evans more defensive snaps, and then they played him 0 against Detroit. I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. But I do like Evans' length. I do like his athleticism. I think that he's going to be potentially a starter in the next couple years for the Vikings. Oseze Otomawa coming in from the Gophers. Gophers riding high, too, by the way. Come on, big-time win against Michigan State. Let's go. 3 game day inactives, but as this run defense continues to get worse and worse, maybe they'll think about playing him. Who knows? Running back Ty Chandler, 5th-round pick, number 169, a damn good time. Baby Kamara coming out of North Carolina, come on and raise up. Also, initially attended Tennessee. 3 game day inactives as well. Now, this could change pending on Dalvin's injury, because even if Dalvin puts on that shoulder harness, maybe they'll want to have 4 running backs active on game day. So maybe Ty Chandler will get his first run against the Saints. 2 6th-round picks, Vidarian Lowe, tackle coming out of Illinois. Long-term project. Now, the Vikings like him enough that they rostered him as opposed to trying to get him through waivers onto the practice squad. But he is certainly a long-term project. This is a redshirt season for him. 6th-round pick, 191, Jalen Speedy Naylor coming out of the Michigan State University. His alma mater did not have such as good of a weekend as Usazi's. But 28 special team snaps active all 3 games. Has looked good in coverage, but with a very crowded wide receiver room, obviously isn't going to get the time of day there anytime soon. 7th-round pick, Nick Muse, your company's computer guy coming out of South Carolina. Been on the practice squad. Now, what's really interesting is that as the Vikings signed Jacob Hollister, the veteran, to the practice squad, they now have 5 tight ends in the sphere with Irv and Munt and Ellefson and Muse and Hollister, but they don't use the tight end much. Like, they're amongst the bottom in the league in terms of multiple tight end usage, so I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And then to the UDFAs, Ryan friggin' Wright. Now, initially, throughout preseason and training camp, Ryan Wright looked fine, but I was still giving the edge to the veteran. But Ryan Wright has just come in. He's lit the league on fire, man. Whether he's wide right, he's an absolute unit, man. Absolutely getting after it. 48.8 yards per punt, 8 inside the 20, 0 touchbacks, which is big, as well as a 73.9 PFF punting grade, which is the 7th best in the National Football League. He has been phenomenal. Like his boot against the Lions, Das boot that changed, that flipped the field. Absolutely fantastic. He is a weapon, and he's not just a guy who can kick it far out of the back of the end zone, because that's no good either. He's got touch, and I love me some Ryan Wright. Plus, it hasn't appeared like he's had any holding issues. I blame both of Greg Joseph's misses, him pushing it on those stupid doors being open. The other UDFA on the roster, outside linebacker Luigi Villain, a 3-game day inactives. A lot like Vidarian Lowe, this is more of a redshirt season for him. Of course, when you have Zadarius and Daniil and DJ and Patrick Jones second ahead of him, but those guys better get going, man. And then you got 4 UDFAs either on the practice squad or on injured reserve. You got Brian Kobeck, William Kwenku, the linebacker out of Temple, who I like a lot. Josh Sokol, center out of Sacred Heart. Now, he's interesting. I think that the staff and Chris Cooper and Justin Riscotti, I think they actually really like Josh Sokol a lot, man, keeping him on the practice squad. And then you got Thomas Hennigan, the wide receiver out of Appalachian State. His alma mater had a good week a couple weeks ago, but he is currently on injured reserve. So that's it. Let's take a look at the Vikings draft class as well as UDFAs as of right. Meow. Again, 3 games in, tranquilo. It is nice that some of these guys are getting some run on special teams, getting a little bit of experience, learning how to be a pro's pro, and then eventually their opportunity will come. Be ready so you don't have to get ready. It's always one play away, and these guys can come in and they can become, who was Lou Garrigan for Wally Pipp? Is that the thing? No, there you go. But that's it. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.